Hey guys, in today's video we're going to be showing you how to cut studs the fast way. So first thing you're going to need is the stud length. Now if you don't know how to get stud lengths, check out our video about everything you need to know about stud lengths here. In this case, we already got our stud length of 1/15 and an eighth. That's a custom cut stud that we can't pre-order. So that's why we're going to be cutting this whole bunk and 5 more, and we're doing it this fast way. First thing you're going to need is a 6-foot level. A super straight board will work as long as it's a 2x6 or a very stout 2x4 if you don't have a 6-foot level, but you should. So you got your level here. Now we're only cutting off about 5 or so inches of the studs. So that's really as far as we need to push it off the bunk so that it's overhanging on the other side. Now once I pushed it, we're gonna look down this edge here, and that helps us tell if we're square or not, because I can see little shadows on each side, on the left side of every one of these studs. So I need to push it this way a little bit. That took away all these shadows. So now we're perfectly in line, especially on the ends and the middle, because that's where we're going to be pulling our measurement on the other side. So we got our studs pushed off the end of the bunk here. Now we're going to be pulling our tape measure out, pulling measurements. In this case, we're 1/15 and an eighth, and we're going to only measure that in 3 places. We're going right on this edge, we're going right in the middle, keeping our tape all the way out. So we only extend our tape once. And then we're going right on this other edge here. Now, the reason we go right in the middle of the bunk is so that all these variances, or whether it curves or not, we can still get this chalk line straight across. So we want to make sure that when we come down over here, our chalk line is right on that mark. Same thing when we snap. We want it to hit that mark. That makes sure that even though the boards wave up and down, we got all sorts of stuff, every time it's still straight across. Okay, now we got our line lined up all the way so we can make this in one cut. It's cuts like these that you really have to pay attention to the blade. Do not look at the edge on the saw. Really pay attention to the side of the blade that is cutting. So in this case, with me cutting this way, I'm going to be paying attention to the right side of the blade, and I want it to be splitting this chalk line in half. I'm really zoomed in looking at this when I cut. Now on your first couple of times trying this, definitely check yourself. Measure each stud on the first couple of times. Measure every now and then just to make sure you're doing this right. Some common mistakes are not cutting that line straight, having the end stud bumped in so that the measurement is off for the whole run, or even inching yourself and then you get the whole thing at a diagonal and you can't use any of the studs. So just always check yourself, take your time, do it right. But as for this cut here, we are spot on. 15 and an eighth perfect. Our tolerance for this task is plus or minus a 16th. Unless we're getting into point loads or jack studs, trimmer studs, plus or minus a 16th doesn't seem to mess with us, so that's totally fine if you're in or out. But it is possible to get it perfect with practice. Okay, when we're cutting studs like this, the last step is to crown them all. Instead of picking them up and looking at them both sides when we build the wall, we crown them right now, real quick, we'll show you how, and then we stack them all crowned the same way so we can grab, set them down, roll them over, and build the wall. They're all crowned the same way. So we just get down here on our knees. This bunk is just the right height. And as I'm going across, I'm trying to identify which way it crowns. This is a very high quality lumber supplier, so some of the boards are very straight, but we want to do our absolute best to pick a crown direction. Because if we just label it as a straight board with a circle, we don't know which way it's going to move, which means it could crown opposite of all the others, which is worse than if we had picked a straight board or not. So really try and identify which way it moves, even if it's subtle. So here, here. So now we got all our crown marks right here. It's very easy to see. So I can just take the same crowns and stack them on top of each other. So that way we have piles that are just ready to grab and go. If you guys are getting any value out of this video, please subscribe, because we're doing a video about every skill it takes to frame a house.